crabs.
Yeah, studio audience.
The reason we're talking about crabs is because of Baltimore is crabs. People eat crabs in Baltimore.
Maybe she's trying to video with a crab joke.
What kind of crab joke?
What do you mean, a crab joke?
I don't know any of them. Why did the crab not share his toys?
Why?
Why, they say? Because he was shellfish. All right, so crabs are actually pretty fascinating animals. They're crustaceans, which I don't know exactly what that means. Is that a genus? But the crabs that are specific to this area are Maryland blue crabs, which live in the Chesapeake Bay, which this is part of it. The harbor over there. Over there. They're like the kind of crabs you think of when you think of crabs you eat, which I don't know how many of you eat crabs, but we've got some hands raised in the back here. But they're interesting little critters. They sorry, I'm trying to get my pincers on right. Yeah, they've my exoskeleton. Crabs are those types of animals that as they grow, they outgrow their shells, so they have to shed them. And they go through like about 18 different shells before they've reached maturity, which takes like a couple years, I want to say. Is that true? Let's talk about the life of a crab. So crabs, they start as like basically plankton, and I'm taking this knowledge from when I used to play the Magic School Bus Oceans video game on computer. Talked about zooplankton and other types of plankton, and they were in the bus and they got real small, and they're basically the size of plankton. And so when crabs are first born from their eggs, they are plankton, I think. They're just plankton. So that's what they start as. And then they're like that for a little, and then they get little tails, and they get 2 claws so they can grab their food, like these claws. And then that's their second stage, which is like, I don't remember the name of it, but it's it's on that list.
Not important.
Oh, it's not important. It's not important what the name of it is.
Teenager crab.
Teenager crabs. No, not teenagers yet.
Oh, no.
This is like
Toddlers.
once you come out of your womb crabs.
So like the terrible twos.
The terrible twos of being a crab. So they're that for a little while, and then they become juvenile crabs, which is crabs what you see. Crabs the type of crabs you see, just like normal crabs, like this crab. And then they move to low salinity waters, so like brackish waters, because their molting process goes faster when they're in low salinity for science reasons. And then they mature, and then they're ready to reproduce. You want me to tell you about crab reproduction? The way you can tell the difference between guy and girl crabs is on the underside of the crabs, it's called the apron, like their belly, and the guy crabs there's this like, it's basically like they had a tail and it folded up, and that's called the apron. On the guy crabs, it's like the Washington Monument, and the girl crabs, it's like the Capitol building. So guy crabs, it kind of looks like they've got a penis running up here, a tall pointy thing, and then girl crabs, it's like a dome, a feminine figure. So that's how you can tell the difference between. So okay, they've all made their way up the river, and here they are, and they see each other. The girls aren't quite sexually mature, but they're really close, and somehow the guys know they're really close. And so here's the thing: a female crab, they'll only take one Mr. Crab into her. So in her whole life. And so the guys would like put their like crab sperm in a bunch of ladies, but the girls get to choose. And so the guy crabs, the end goal of the male crab is to like basically pee his pheromones out and get a woman to sniff them, and like the woman has to accept the male crab, and like basically she backs herself up into him.
Can you act it out?
Yeah, but in order to like get his pheromones to her, they like do a dance thing. They pee and then fan their pee with their claws. So it's basically like So I don't think this is a good analogy, but basically the females are not yet developed, and so that's the girls they target out. The girls who are like almost sexually mature, and they get them, and then they clamp onto them, and hold on to them to up to 7 days. Like, oh, this girl's
With their claws?
yeah. Well, they're on top of them. It's like a tower of two crabs, and then eventually they're able to put their little. They've got like two. I don't want to say two, because they've got a penis and then two like weird wiggly things.